Another day, another night, another clean sheet and 3 points for Arsenal Football Club. Hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed, hype the video if you can hype the video, do all of that, people. I've just hit 134k, so love for the love as always. You know what it is already. We just keep rolling. We just keep rolling. Rotation, no problem. Injuries, okay. I am concerned. We'll get into that. Players in, players out. Rest here, rest there. Oh, he starts tonight. Oh, he starts today. Clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet. Mikel Arteta matched 120-year or so record held from the 19? Held from the, is it 19? Let me just double check quickly. Held from the 1902-03 season. 1902-03 season. Now, is it a title? No. It's just a record. Unless it leads to a title. Unless it leads to greatness. Unless it leads to an accumulation of trophies that one day we, they, the ops, the pundits, the analysts, the nerds, the tacticals, all of them look back on it and say, aye, that era from Arsenal, and compare it to that era from that team, or that era from this team, or that other era from Arsenal. That's when the records really matter. But 8 clean sheets in a row. And I mention rotation because every defender, bar Mosquera, has started at least 2 games across those 8. And even with Mosquera, he's only started 1 across the 8. He's come on a couple of times, but he already had 3 clean sheets in 4 starts before we started this 8-match run of clean sheets. Let's not forget, we're already amidst a record of our own in conceding just 3 goals in the first 15, 16 games. I'm losing track of how many games it is, but that record was there from when it was 3 and 9 games, let alone the 4, 5, 6 games we've gone since, matching, breaking that little record. I say little, like I said, you come and deliver that steak come May, then all these records are in that peppercorn sauce. And you just drizzle it over the steak and you just get the knife, you get the fork, you check if it's cooked to your taste. I'm going off on steak again. Getting hungry. But we're starving. We've been starving. Not only for titles. And that's why we get carried away sometimes. We've been starving 21 years, no Premier League. Champions League, never. Never. Come close just once. Just once. Starving. But we've also been starving for a team worthy of getting behind, a squad worthy of getting behind, a defense worthy of the support, the love, the affection, the TLC that Arsenal as a fan base deliver to players, new and old. When they're performing at this level week in, week out, 8 clean sheets in a row, 3 goals conceded in the first 15, 16 games of the season. It's hard not to get carried away. But I will caveat all this with, we ain't done nothing yet. Because I know the ops are here. Of course you're here. You know, you want to see what I say. You want to get a timestamp. You want to send it to Skullfuggery and tell him, hold tight till May. I get it. I know. There's enough in the past few weeks from me. There's enough. But if you want more, that's fine. You'll probably get more. You might get more here in the next few minutes. You might have just got more in the last 3 minutes. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I finally believe, and this is a version of me that people have had to adjust to, might not be used to. But I agree. I haven't been used to it in the Emirates era. Defensively, we are a juggernaut again. And that is the platform for success. That famous saying isn't just a saying. Attack wins you games, defense wins you titles, leagues. And that's nothing against the attack, both as important as each other. Hence why unlocking that attack a little bit across this season, Scary. Remember across the last 2-3 years, you'll get the ops doing thumbnails like, maybe I should use that as a thumbnail and say Arsenal are scary. I might do that. And I used to look at it and think, be easy. But now I'm genuinely looking at us and we're a beast. We're an absolute beast, people. Hincapié started tonight, his second start in 3 games. At the time, I thought, Lewis Skelly, where's his minutes going to come from if this is the idea? And, that's, again, neither here nor there. You need a squad. We're only 15, 16 games in. We're due 50, 60 this year. Closer to 60 if we're in everything. Will we win it all? No. Can we win everything we're in? Yes. Make of that what you will. Make of that what you will. But yeah, sorry, I think the defense needed a few minutes. I say few minutes. I've passed 6 minutes in. And I don't even need to talk about Raya. 1 shot on target. 1 shot on target. Well protected. Well protected. I can't even describe him as a goalkeeper anymore. Sweeper keeper. That's the word for them. You might as well call him a centre back. Well protected. Are you? Everyone needs protection. Shin pads if you're a footballer. Gloves if you're a fighter. Mouth guard maybe. Lotion in the sun. Condoms if you ain't ready. But you see here, on these internet streets, shin pads ain't gonna help. Gloves ain't gonna help. Lotion ain't helping, and condoms, no chance. You know what will? A VPN. Yeah. You know who will? Proton. Put it together. Proton, VPN. QR code is on the screen. People scan it. Protect yourself. You do in every other walk of life. Why not here? And if you are protected, big up. Make sure it's Proton. If it's not Proton, cancel that. Get Proton. Why? 15,000 servers. They'll never fail you. They haven't failed me. Not on this machine here, MacBook Pro. Not on my iPad, not on my iPhone, not on my TV. Does the job on every platform. Available in over 115 countries. I'm not going to get into the countries. I'm not going to get into the continents. It's there. Where you are, it's there. If it's not, let me know in the comments. You ain't going to see a single comment. It's there. So protect yourself like Gabriel and Saliba are protecting David Raya. And if that ain't the sales pitch of the year, then don't scan it. Don't click the link in the description. Don't click the link in the pinned comment. I'll do better next time. But you see the way Raya's protected? That's how I've been protected on these internet streets for the last year. Proton's been sorting me out for the last year. So sort yourselves out and let's get back into it. When I saw the lineup, Lewis Skelly, I thought, yeah, unfortunate for him. But Hincapié, I want to see more of him. He's been, out of the side injury. That's unfortunate for him as well, considering it's a big signing. I know the fee will be next summer and that falls on next year's book, but it's a big signing. It's due to be about a 50 million fee coming Bayer Leverkusen's way. So Hincapié starting, cool. Midfield, Zubimendi out, Norgard in. Expected. Rice started with Ranieri. Ranieri, listen, I called for it last couple of games. I said maybe Ranieri deserves a start. Maybe put Eze on the left, or maybe, take him out a little bit, bring him on. That's exactly what Mikel done. Brought Eze on with about half an hour to go. Overall, Ranieri didn't, do much for me to say he's pushed Arteta or Eze and management into a decision come Sunderland game this Saturday. Yeah, he had a couple moments, but not enough. But listen, he's still young, and this is just me giving my honest assessment, considering I've also called for him to start because I feel like he's deserved it in a cameo and an appearance or two over the last few. Yeah, I'm also going to be honest that, Eze has been underwhelming in the 10 so far centrally. Again, not on him, more on the structure, the transition, the pace of it, etc. Tactics maybe. And Ranieri didn't come in and make me feel any different about the problems in that position. So Ranieri started, but I was happy about that. MERINO up top, Saka on the right, and Trossard on the left. So we went strong, but listen, we rotated. There's about 4 first-team players there off the top of my head missing. MERINO is not usually a start if everyone's fit. Nwaneri's not, Norgard's not, Hincapié, he's not or hasn't been. Not sure what the plan is for him. So that's 4 man rotated, and we still pull out a clean sheet and a comfy win. Gabriel had a volley in the first couple of minutes, close. It reminded me of that volley he had last season. I forgot who it was against, but he absolutely rasped it into the back of the net. Half volley. I can't remember exactly, what type of volley it was, but it was beautiful. And I think it was offside or something happened that ruled the goal out. And it was so unfortunate because, listen, Messi would have been proud of that goal, let alone Gabriel. Today, it didn't hit the back of the net, but it was a good effort. I mention it because in the first 20 minutes, that's all we really had. Prague had more of the moments. And by that, I mean moments, because nothing to really worry about. They had a couple of shots went wide. Raya did, stretch for a couple of them, but I don't think, he was really, he probably just stretching. I mean, you don't want to, stand around, you know, it's Prague. It's probably cold out there, November. So, he's probably just flexing and keeping warm with those ones. But from the 20th minute, I feel like we just took control, and it happened just like that. I think Saka had a shot from outside the box, one of a few shots from Saka that forced the keeper into a save. And those saves result in corners or throw-ins, which, what happens next? It gets put into the box, and they were all a worry. Declan Rice, from that Saka shot, I think, took a corner to the near post. Trossard tried to get a flick on. The keeper had to make a save. Corner again. Then we had another one that went in that caused a little ruckus, I guess. But nothing that hit the back of the net. What we're used to now from set pieces. But then one did come again. I think he was off a Saka shot. He cuts in from the right hand side, hits a shot low, near post, and the keeper makes a save. That corner comes in. It looks like Gabriel's going to get his head on it and bury it. The run, the leap, but it looked like he missed it, and the defender got it. But a couple of minutes later, even I thought it was just a corner. A couple of minutes later, yeah, VAR check, penalty, handball. His hands all here. Yeah, that's a penalty, people. So penalty, Saka buries it, and yeah, I think Saka's performance overall was better than the last couple. That's for sure. He was getting shots off. It felt like every shot was forcing the keeper into a save, and getting something out of it in terms of a corner or possession. And the penalty just gets him back on, maybe that goal scoring form you want him in. It hasn't been the Saka of pre hamstring injury so far since returning from the hamstring injury, which is a while back now. But in out, recovering off the back of a big injury, a big surgery, we give him time, especially with the depth we got now and the other threats we got in attack. That means that Saka doesn't need to be relied upon as much this season, especially. I think that's a given. But yeah, goal, good performance. Listen, Saka can perform much better. Saka can bury a couple of those chances he had. But, yeah. In the background, under the radar, he needs to up his game. And I feel like today was a game upped in comparison to the last couple. So yeah, that was that for half time. Buried the penalty, can't remember much else. And the second half, early goal, nice cross from Trossard. Trossard's got that counter quick transition cross, unlock. He done it multiple times this last season, sorry, and he done it again. And I mention it because it's on his left foot the majority of the time. I remember last season, actually, there was one that Havertz missed, and sorry, it just came to my head. PTSD, it is what it is. Get well soon. But it was similar to that, where he gets it round the defender and MERINO. Mikel MERINO. The guy is just, I don't even remember any of his goals, him needing to take more than one touch. He just buries it. Whether it's on the swivel against Real Madrid, or whether it's, coming in from a Trossard cross today, or whether it's back to goal, lumped into the box by Declan Rice, and he just gets a nick on it, and the keeper's all over the gaff, which made it 3-0. MERINO he just buries. He just buries. And not that I forgot, his exploits last season when he played up top for us in terms of his goal scoring, because I did say moving forward, he's probably the one I'd bring off the bench if Gyökeres ain't banging. and that was in the hope that we actually get Gyökeres towards the end of last season, beginning of the summer, and so on. But yeah, um, he's coming to his own. I think I can't just say he's an 8 now or a backup midfielder in Merino. I just feel like he's he's a utility man. He's a utility man, which isn't a disrespect. Some people might find it a disrespect, but it isn't a disrespect. I feel like James Milner is a utility man. James Milner's had a great career, and he's broken records of his own, and in multiple positions, he had multiple performances that led to multiple honors over that time too. So utility man doesn't mean disrespect to me. I think it's a credit to him. Comes in shoulder injury, goes into a midfield that isn't really performing at its peak. Takes time to settle, takes time to adjust. Some might argue, including me, has he really pulled off 5 good midfield performances? Probably not overall, but he's found a way to make an impact. Arteta's found a way to make it work, which he's done with a couple of players over the years too. Havertz also being one of them, funnily enough. Similar profile in that 9 position in terms of what they're asked to do. But yeah, that made it 3-0. And aside from that, I don't really think there was much else to talk about until the penalty decision. And it felt like as soon as it was given, that could be our clean sheet wrapped. As soon as you saw the replay, or I saw the replay, I shouted at the TV. I said, get to that fucking screen. Pardon my language. Because as soon as you see that, both their legs are at the same height. Ben White's cleanly blocked the ball. And this guy's rolling around like a break dancer on the floor. Give him a yellow. Give him a yellow. Let's stamp this out of the game. How else are you going to stamp that out of the game? He's break dancing off the back of nothing. Off the back of nothing. Nearly ruined our record. But the referee made the right decision, like he made the right decision. With the penalty given to us in the first half, preserved our clean sheet. 3-0, Bob's your uncle, 11 goals scored, none conceded in the Champions League. Top as of now. The games are just about kicked off for the rest of the teams playing on this Tuesday night. There's still Wednesday night to go before we see the table collectively, but 4 games in, halfway through the great group stage, no goals conceded, 11 goals scored, 12 points on the board. You can't get any clean than that. Clean as a whistle. Another day, another night, another clean sheet, another 3 points. Day and night, night and day. Kid Cudi. That was a banger. But yeah, we move people. Hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed. Hype the video if you want to hype the video. If you can hype the video, big up Proton. The QR code's been on the screen. And big them up. They sent me this little jumper as well. Nearly forgot. Privacy unlocked. Proton, a little Game Boy there. Nice navy color. That's also available. If you are part of Proton, if you've got them, go on their website. You can see something like this. And yeah, I like it. Heavyweight material. I like a good hoodie, And I ain't got many navy ones. And in this light, it looks good. Let me know in the comments what you think. Give them some design ideas. It makes sense on the Game Boy. What else does it make sense in? Make it make sense. Love for the love. Like, hype, subscribe. I'll be back when I'm back, people, which will be Loose Cannons, which will be out Thursday, early as possible. We're recording tomorrow night after the Champions League games are signed, sealed, delivered, wrapped. We can see it as a whole. And with Sunderland away on Saturday, there's still enough time to find that sweet spot again. So don't worry. It's not out tomorrow. It's planned. It's out Thursday. Make sure you're here. Subscribe, like, hype, love for the love.